Dr. Kakade. I'm very happy to be here with you today and to have the chance to offer to our audience a snapshot of the upcoming Global Pharmacovigilance and Risk Management Summit that will take place in June and will be organized by our good friends from Marshall Smith. Thank you very much for accepting to participate to the event and also to deliver a very nice and interesting presentation like you're always doing to all the summits or the events that you are participating. I will appreciate a few moments of your time to give some heads up to our participants on what you are going to talk about at the conference. So can you summarize a little bit the essence of your presentation of your topic at the conference in June?
Yes, thanks, Marcia. And this is really a good opportunity once again. And thanks to Marshall Smith for providing this. And this is really exciting time as we see. And as we are coming out of the pandemic, there's a lot to talk about. And especially with the way the PV industry is growing. It is growing significantly. It has grown significantly over the last 4-5 years, especially. And with the increase in the size of the industry, there is bound to be an increase in the outsourcing industry as well, of how the work is outsourced to various vendors that partner with the sponsor company in meeting all the PV obligations worldwide. So I would emphasize on how the industry has grown and has led to an increase in the outsourcing space as well. And what are the parameters? What are the matrices? What are the KPIs that the sponsors use to keep an effective oversight, which we all know is mandatory as per the GVP module, and how we demonstrate and establish an oversight of the outsourced work to a partner. Usually the outsourcing happens to a partner which is based out in a different geography. So how we navigate the time differences, the cultural differences, all these topics I'll be touching base on in that short presentation.
I agree with you. Outsourcing is an important topic and it's growing faster than actually I think that the industry is growing.
Yes.
Because of the efficiency that is required in our work. I think that will lead me to the next question. What do you think that will be the biggest topic in our world, in our pharmacovigilance world for this year, for 2021?
So this is quite interesting. All the estimates that we had last year, exactly a year from now, we all had anticipated that COVID will be gone, the pandemic would have been over in a year from last March. But unfortunately, we see a second wave, a third wave cropping up. And I think the focus...
I feel like on the seaside, I'm just waiting for the waves to come. Or I miss that seaside actually a lot.
Yes. So I think the focus here would be coming out of the pandemic, especially through effective vaccination that the whole world is undergoing, but more so from a PV perspective, how we manage the side effects, how we report side effects if in case our company has a vaccine for COVID-19, how we come out of it, whether we really have a new world or the new ways of working, the new normal that we define, or will we really go back to the existing normal, the old ways? I think time will say that, but then there is a lot of emphasis on a remote working, and a lot of theories have been postulated last year. So I think this year will be a test of fire to see whether all those theories that were formulated last year really see the day of light, or we will have to really build on additional new theories, additional new ways of normal. I think that would be the focus and the core will remain the same, meeting all the pharmacovigilance obligations, irrespective of whether we are continuing work from home or remote, or whether we go back to office. I think that will be the focus in this year.
Yeah, indeed. I think adaptation to the to this, and will you also mention something in your presentation about the impact of pandemic on the outsourcing process, and what will be the requirements from the sponsor towards the service providers? I know that the business continuation plan was a big topic in
Yes.
the last year. Do you think that will continue and will?
Yes. And see, we will have to devise. I know a few companies that are already devising new format of BCPs. So the challenge is to have a regional BCP as well as a global BCP. Say if the wave of pandemic is more at a certain site and a lot of employees are affected in that particular country or in that particular city, then how we activate another site in another geography. I think that is something that most of the companies, especially the outsource partners, have started building on. And I think that is very much a slide on it in the presentation.
Thank you for sharing these insights. That again just make me more excited to listen to your presentation and to see what will be there. Let's hope that will be already at the moment where we are approaching the new normal, or the normal, or whatever, the return to normal, or the new normal. I sense a little bit that you think the actual pandemic might be over, but it will for sure have an impact on in the upcoming years.
Yes.
What do you think that will be a sort of the biggest, couple of things, or 2-3 things in the next midterm period, the 3 to 5 years, that will happen in the PV world, in the PV space?
Yes, a lot of emphasis has been there, as we have seen in the last few years. A lot of emphasis on automation, bringing in artificial intelligence and machine learning. So I think we will see a significant thrust due to the pandemic. We will see outcome of all those channelized focus efforts on artificial intelligence or machine learning in the next 2 to 3 years. As well what we would see, like what we have seen, that AI, ML, RPA is bringing change to our world of pharmacovigilance. Similarly, it is going to impact other areas as well. And then how do we do pharmacovigilance for those activities as well? It is something I think we will have to build our new PV for it. We will have to redefine how we define safety, or how we define pharmacovigilance traditionally, to incorporate new therapies that are based on machine learning, or that are based on automations, and especially when it comes to the combination products, like we just had a digital pill being approved. So how do we do PV for those? Whether we need the same skill sets, whether we need the same database, or do we need a different kind of database? Do we need a different causality assessment scale, or will the traditional scale suffice? So all these things will have to be taken into consideration when we really think about doing pharmacovigilance activities for such new therapy modalities. I think that is the key driver for the next 2 to 3 years.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kakade. Very useful and very interesting. And I know that some of this will be discussed in the summit in June. And thank you, Marshall Smith, for making this possible for that. I would like to thank you again for your time today. And I invite audience to register and to join our event to hear more from you on these topics in June.
Thank you. And looking forward for this enriching session from other participants as well. And thank you, Marshall Smith, for inviting me and having me over. Thanks, Marcy.